Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ineffable Podcast. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Madi.
And today we are talking about Season 2. What trauma?
Yeah.
Am I right? What trauma?
Yep. I don't think any of us were ready for Season 2. None of us were ready when it dropped.
Just to let everybody know, there will be no spoilers for Season 3 in here. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can still watch this safely. If there are any spoilers that come up, I will tag them. And you will know when to skip and when not to skip and whatnot. But as far as we know, no Season 3 spoilers here. No talk about it.
And we have several podcasts.
No, yeah.
We will resist. We will resist.
So, do you prefer Season 1 or Season 2? Be completely honest.
See, I don't know that I can say I necessarily prefer one or the other, but they are very different. Season 1 felt very, grand in scope, and a lot was going on, and they had a lot of threads to go over between Adam and Anathema and Newt and Colleen Aziraphale and Shadwell and Tracy, and there was a lot going on, and I feel like Season 2 was scaled back. I honestly would be interested to see if Season 2 would have shaken out the way it did, without, the COVID crap that I'm sure production dealt with, because it did... I feel like it did what it needed to do as far as setting up for Season 3 in the way that it was very much a more character-focused, more focused on Crowley and Aziraphale, more, zeroed in with a microscope, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It really focused on that character building and that setting us up for whatever was going to happen when that bombshell at the end of Season 2 dropped.
Which we will talk about extensively, by the way.
Yes.
I am going to be honest. I prefer Season 1 entirely.
Yeah.
When I watched Season 2 for the first time, I thought, oh, this is so exciting. But then when I rewatched it, I was like, this is kind of I'm going to be completely honest. I was like, this is kind of a boring plot. I don't like it that much. I honestly don't. I don't like Season 2 that much. At all, really. I like what it gave us with the Ineffable Husband's crumbs, but other than that, it was like, bleh. Without the Ineffable Husband's crumbs, what was this season, really?
Yeah, and I think that is interesting. I feel like they did... That's why I say I would be interested to see what it would have looked like without... I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure based on what I've seen, that it was probably restricted and scaled back due to production limitations due to COVID, and so they were just able to do less on a less grand scale with it. And I think the one thing I will say in favor of it is that someone pointed this out online, that they thought a big strength of Season 2 was that they told the story they wanted to tell, and they didn't they didn't let themselves get bogged down in what they thought people would have expected, especially when it came to bringing back stuff from Season 1. They weren't afraid to say, okay, because this reviewer said there's a lot of shows who just... And Stranger Things is actually one that they brought around. They're like, okay, we introduced all these characters, but then it feels like you, at first, when you first introduce them, you know what you're doing with them. But sometimes it's like, okay, this character is 4 seasons, it's been 2 seasons since they've done anything, why are they still here?
Yeah.
And so I feel like they did a really good job of zeroing in on Crowley and Aziraphale, on, focusing on what... not feeling like, oh, we have to find a way to bring back Adam, even if it makes no sense, because people are going to expect to see Adam, or whoever it is, pick your poison of character. But I feel like that was something that not many shows would have been brave enough to do, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Like they could have done the easy thing. They could have brought back Adam. They could have said, "Oh, we're gonna make this a massive spectacle," and they chose not to do that, which I respect them for.
Mm-hmm. They're like, Crowley and Aziraphale is the story we want to tell. We're going to focus on them. That's what people resonated with. That is where we're going. And so we're not going to force in Anathema or Shadwell or whoever. We're just going to, or like, I don't know, any other element. We're just going to focus on what we're trying to accomplish here with setting Crowley and Aziraphale up for where we're going, kind of a thing.
Yeah, like I feel like this season as a whole was built for people like you and me. Not people like casual viewers, but people who are who live and breathe Aziraphale and Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the ending was devastating.
Yeah, which that's probably why I liked it, is because like they knew that they had lightning in a bottle with David and Michael, and so they were gonna capitalize on that in season 2 in a way they couldn't because of the source material in season 1. They were gonna, run with it.
And when you think about like they didn't even need to all I wanted from season 2 before it came out was for them to hold hands. I didn't even need them to kiss. I just knew that if they held hands, I would be satisfied, because Michael Sheen and David Tennant, like we say, have that much chemistry that them holding hands would have been enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Let's start episode 1. Freaking Jim. Should we just talk about Jim?
Jim. I don't like Jim. I never liked Jim.
That's valid.
Because Jim was just Gabriel, and Gabriel was a prick. So
we'll come back to him, but I will say we'll come back to him when we get to the last episode. But yeah. I will say I was impressed by their writing and how they handled changing my opinion on him. So we'll get there. But him showing up and poor Azzy about to have a meltdown, like at any given point, just an inch from mentally snapping because he's getting so frustrated with him.
Oh, I know. Like even we think of Aziraphale as like this really kind, nice guy who wouldn't snap at anyone, and then he meets his old boss and he's like, "Nah, get out of my life."
Yep. And then bless I will say bless Jim's heart for giving us you ever feel like if you're just around one particular person everything would be fine, and poor Azzy, no, I have no idea what that's like.
Absolutely
not at all.
Absolutely not.
This is the best in the entire season 2. It's like, you lying liar who lies.
They definitely did that trope that's like all fanfiction-y. They definitely did that on purpose, where they made Crowley and Aziraphale like the parents. They definitely did that on purpose.
Yes. David's just one of his millions of brilliant acting choices when he first sees Gabriel and how he just runs like a scared cat to the opposite side of the bookshop. He's just like, no.
And you know what's horrible about that though is the fact that David, for Good Omens 2, was nominated for a BAFTA and didn't win.
I know.
Why? Why did you... He's never won a BAFTA. Why has he been nominated so many times and, never won?
It kills me.
That performance, I love that. Like you said, that performance was enough to win him the BAFTA. So what happened? Yeah. I want to know.
Yeah. That and the apology dance. Just
oh, I know.
That was everything we ever needed. That they have a stupid little dance between them.
Oh, I know.
That kills me. And now Aziraphale was totally trying to act. He had it just barely sat down and pulled out his cards.
I know.
Fully no one
But it's like the thing about episode 1 for me is that, like, when I first watched it, right, and this is just me coming out of, like, first watching it, I was like, oh, there's such married couple vibes, and then you get to episode 6 and you're like, oh, they're so divorce vibes. Like, the contrast is mental.
They really do up the married bickering couple lives. I mean, it was already there in season 1,
Mm-hmm.
but season 2 just ups the ante.
I know, right?
When Israel's like, I thought we carved it out for ourselves. So did I.
Oh, they
Like,
actually so we have a show over here called This Morning. It's a talk show. It's riddled with controversy, but it's you can look, or I'll tell you after. But like they actually brought David Tennant on to talk about Good Omens 2 at the time, and they played that clip. So I knew that it was coming, and I was like, "Oh my god, are they gonna get divorced? What did I know? Like, what did I know? Like, what the hell did I know? Like, oh, I was not ready for what was about to happen to me."
Nope. And then he's just getting struck by his own lightning and freaking everybody out. Like, yeah, that about tracks for Crowley. That about tracks.
Like that man, like Nina and Maggie, that man has just been struck by lightning. No. This is so bad.
He's just pissed. He's just pissed.
Yeah. And I love the episode 1 doesn't do this, but I love its use of flashbacks.
Yeah, with the angels.
Yeah, with the angels and with like no, episode 1 does do this actually. What am I talking about? Episode 1 does this at the very beginning with Angel Crowley and Angel Aziraphale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cute. Like, people complained that, oh, they altered the origin story or whatever. I was like, dude, this is so cute, I could die. Like, this is their meet cute.
Look at you, you're gorgeous.
And the way he looks at him then and realizes that he's not talking about him, I'm like, baby.
I know.
Like, he was smitten. So everyone was like, oh, Crowley fell first, Aziraphale fell harder. No. Aziraphale fell first, Crowley fell harder.
Yeah.
And Crowley didn't fall.
Bless Crowley's little hyper-fixated heart that he, barely spared Aziraphale 2 glances.
If angels were autistic, he definitely was.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything else in season 1 or episode 1. Episode 1 was really good at the setup. Crowley going full protective mode. The second that he knew Aziraphale was in danger, he was right back to the bookshop.
I know, it was, oh my god, it was so and I posted this actually at the time, but I took it down afterwards. I recorded my reaction to Good Omens 2, and I distinctly remember when he's coming back to the bookshop, good old-fashioned Loverboy playing in the car.
Yeah.
And me having a meltdown. Because I was like, no way are they actually doing this.
Yes. Queen for the win.
Oh. I had a meltdown, Maddie. A meltdown.
I love it.
I know, I love it too.
Let's see. Episode 2.
Episode 2 begins with Bildad the fucking Shuite, who I am not a huge fan of, but is a legend in himself. Yeah.
I do have to tell you, since we talked about how I am religious,
yeah,
they did take that straight from the Bible. There is a literal Bildad the Shuite in the story of Job.
What? Really?
He is mentioned by name. I wouldn't have thought anything of it, but somebody online mentioned it, so I looked it up, and sure enough, there is a Bildad the Shuite in Job's story.
Oh my god. I never knew.
So I'm
I
just
thought
like,
that,
well,
I thought that was just something Crowley made up.
no, it's fully in the Bible. So
Oh
I'm
my
like, well,
god.
I'll never be able to read that section the same way again.
Oh my god. I never knew that. Like, I'm not a religious person, so I probably wouldn't have known that, but wow.
Let me see if I can pull it up on like my app. See the section that fits it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'd love to see it. I'd love
When
to
someone
see
pointed
it.
that out, I'm like, I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, no, don't, no, you can't be serious. Bildad. Okay. Yes. Chapter 25 of Job.
Have
Then
you found it?
answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, and then he starts talking, but literally right there. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said,
What? Dude,
so it's like, well, okay. Here's another one. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, how long wilt thou speak these things? And how long shall the words of thy mouth be like a strong wind?
So can I ask what Bildad the Shuhite's role was in this whole real life scenario?
I think he is just like one of the people who comes and like is supposed to be like a friend of Job's, or like I think there are a couple of times when like different characters come in and make their little commentary on him, and I feel like most of them aren't very nice. Most of them are like, well, what did you do to piss off God? But yeah, that he's one of them. He's one of the like friends or acquaintances that comes and checks in through all the stuff he's going through. But I never would have paid that 2-second thought without, man. And now I'm like, well, now I'll never be able to read that section the same way again, because I'll always be picturing David Tennant with his bad curled hair and goatee.
I remember when the promotional pictures for that minisode came out, and he was looking like that, and I literally put my recorder on, and I was like, why are you looking like that? What have you done to your hair? It's like, remember that thing that Michael said? David, what has happened to your hair? Yeah, exactly like that. Exactly. It was so exactly bad. Like it was like, what's with the beard? I don't get it. I was like, I love you, David, but it's not a good look.
No, but other than that, it was a good, that was a really good, solid, building of their relationship together, and just, everything from him realizing, Aziraphale realizing that Crowley wasn't as bad as he thought he was, and that Crowley wasn't going to judge him, or, turn him in, or anything like that, oh, there's more to this demon than I thought there was. I think same with Crowley. I think Crowley was like, oh, there's more to you than I thought there was. I think that was kind of went both ways, that really opened their eyes about each other.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a turning point in their relationship. I think it needed to happen, that flashback. And I reckon there are more flashbacks that we're never going to see. But that's what fan fiction is for. So.
R.I.P. 1941 Part 3.
I know. Oh, no. Don't even get... There is a 1941 Part 2, which we will discuss when we get to it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I love that. I mean, we gotta love having Kai Tennant involved.
I know. I knew he was gonna be in it, but I didn't know what character he was gonna play. And then when he walked in and was like, "What's all this?" I was like, "Wait a minute, that's Kai Tennant." Holy hell! And people accused the writers of what's that word where you get a job because
nepotism.
Yeah, nepotism. I knew that. My brain's not working today. People accused the writers of nepotism, and I was like, look, he's a good actor. I'm not even complaining.
Plus, it's come on, dude. It's one episode. It's not, and yeah, there's definitely instances where people shouldn't fall into nepotism, but it's like, A, it's one episode that he's in like maybe 10, 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
B, it's not like he doesn't have other credits. He's done other things before this.
Yeah, and even
So,
David
like,
Tennant, when he
calm
was
down.
being interviewed for Good Omens 2, he was asked, oh, is your son in it? And he was like, yeah. And it would be really bad if he was terrible at it, but he's actually not. He's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. And Peter Davidson, too. Like,
Yeah,
whole
there's
family affair. I
the
love
whole
that for them.
family reunion.
Uh-huh.
Like,
It's like, just throw Georgia in the mix and we're all here.
Yeah, it was mad.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the little girl was really cute as well. I don't remember her name.
Oh yeah, Jemima.
Jemima. She was my favorite. She was so cute.
I think in an interview, David said that was his favorite line from the entire season. I'm Jemima. I made this pot.
Oh, I know.
Can I have one? It's alright, you haven't annoyed me yet. But can I? She's like, no, you don't understand.
And when he was doing that, I remember. Oh, go on.
And then dare we? Oh, actually, we'll move on to my thought before you finish yours about kids, because I think you're talking about kids.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Honestly.
Oh, you did. And then dare we even bring up the ox ribs?
Oh, God. Can I say? I know that they're supposed to be asexual. But you cannot...
We all felt like we were walking in on something we shouldn't.
You cannot tell me that scene was an asexual one. Crowley
it's like, do you guys need a minute with that
Crowley, and I know this, has a thing for watching Aziraphale eat food.
Yeah.
I can't prove it, but I know it. Because he never eats, he just watches Aziraphale eat. It's weird.
Well, that's all the proof you need.
Crowley.
That's the proof you need.
It's weird. Like, it's just weird. I don't know why he's like that, but you know, we listen and we don't judge. I judge. But anyway.
I wonder if it's because he knows he was the one who introduced him to food, and so he's like, yeah, this is my doing. This is all because of me right here. And he gets a smug little satisfaction of knowing that it's because of him.
I know, yeah, that could be it too. I mean, we don't have to view it from the other lens, but yeah. But it's like, it's that whole Minnesota is mental. It was the only thing I remembered from the episode for like a really long time, because I spent the whole episode being like, no, Crowley's evil, not really understanding what he was trying to do because I was 19 and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm 22 and a bit more intelligent, so I understand what the scene was trying to convey and what the whole Minnesota itself was trying to convey. And at the very end of it, when Aziraphale was like, oh, I'm going to hell, I was like, no, baby, no, you're not. You're fine.
Remind me, is episode 2 when Muriel first shows up? And, or is it episode 2 or episode 3?
I think it might be episode 3. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know, but I don't think it's episode 2. I think it's episode 3.
Okay. Because, yeah, I'm just like, I couldn't remember, but yeah. If it's also episode 3, we'll finish episode 2. I'm just trying to piece together what else happened in episode 2 besides the mini-sode.
I don't remember.
Maybe it was
episode
just...
2.
Maybe it was just them talking to Maggie and Nina and him realizing, oh, I've got to go to Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta borrow the Bentley.
Our car. I'll never get over that.
I know, right?
He's like, this Bentley is my car. And then Aziraphale's like, no, it's not. It's our car.
I share my bookshop with you. It goes, we're married. It's fine. That's just one.
I love the bit where he's like, and Michael Sheen did this on purpose, by the way. Aziraphale's face when he goes, the bookshop is technically my shop, but we both get plenty of use out of it, don't we?
I love how everyone ran into that, like, what do you mean? You need context.
And the way he looks at him, and I was like, Michael, that's just mean.
Yep. And in the pub where I love how he comments about like touching Crowley's chest was fully him.
Oh
The same dark dude.
By the way, Crowley with the turtleneck is forever burned in my mind. Such a good look for him, honestly.
Yes. And I love it. I showed the Jane Austen scene to my roommate and she was dying. She wrote books, novels, Jane Austen. Yes! She was so offended. Like, how dare you besmirch the name of Jane Austen?
I know.
So funny. So funny.
Like, Crowley is so illiterate, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. Just their little conversation in the pub. I just love the whole thing. And, can we talk about Crowley's protective husband moment with Mr. Brown?
Yes. It's like, oh, who are you? Go away, please. Yep.
Yeah, that was fully him, like, puffing out his chest and being like, yeah, mine.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Me too, man. Me too.
I think that brings us to episode 3 now. I guess we'll go back if we forgot anything. Yeah, when Zervo finally takes the Bentley. we talked about this personally with the yellow.
Oh, like, oh my god, I'm gonna start selling people books. It's like, oh god, oh no.
Is that a travel suite? No.
No, I'm not doing anything. What are you talking about?
I know you better than that. I can tell you drive the Bentley under the speed limit. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
I'm a demon.
He's just so take no craps. He's not afraid to be like, I will sell your books. Do not test me right now. So funny.
It is.
And when they're talking to Muriel, one of his few moments of having no personal space, and Crowley just being the like most evil little shit ever, like just constantly messing with her and having the most shit-eating grin on his face ever about like, yeah, I can mess with you all day and you'll have no idea, will you?
I don't know if you saw, but that clip or the audio of that clip was actually released in, I think, Comic-Con, like months and months before season 2 was gonna come out, and people would animate it and they got it like spot on. They made it so like Crowley was all up close and personal, and my ship heard at the time was like, they're doing it.
Yep.
I was so excited.
You could not be any closer if you tried. You are right on the arm of his seat.
Like, and he so did that on purpose. I'm convinced, right, that it's not the writing. I'm convinced that it's just Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Because by God, do they have man crushes on each other? They do. Don't even argue with me about it. They have man crushes on each other.
I'm fully convinced he is having a melt. He even mentioned, like, he didn't mention Michael by name, but he mentioned that a friend of his was on the traders right now, and they took his phone, and they're allowed to call home for like 10 minutes at a time. I'm like, David they're both having an absolute meltdown.
I know.
Having all contact between each other cut off.
But I love that they have that friendship. I love that they're neighbors. I love that their kids are friends. I love that their wives are friends. Like, they're like one big little family unit, you know? It's so cute.
And then we get to the Resurrectionist.
Oh, God. Oh, do we have to?
I will say the one thing I question about that is like, I don't understand going Alice in Wonderland on Crowley with the growing and the shrinking. I don't understand the point of that. I will say.
I'm trying to find a point. I don't think I can find one. I think it was just for comedic effect, honestly.
Same. And to let David be as aggressively Scottish as humanly possible. Let's be real.
Yeah, at least, and that's not even his Scottish accent, because his real accent is a lot lighter than that. So when he was told to be Scottish, he did it heavy, and I found that really funny.
So funny. So funny. We do have a Doctor Who Easter egg we gotta acknowledge there, though.
What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? I know what it is. What is it?
It's when Dr. Dalrymple says something to him about, like, surgeon is like, oh, doctor, I'm not a surgeon. Oh, doctor, please, I'm not a surgeon.
Oh, yeah, because I remember specifically at the time going, oh, yeah, the doctor.
Yeah, it's like your word choice on that there's no way that was not deliberate. And you specifically distinguishing yourself as a doctor, not a surgeon. There's no way that was by chance.
I've said it before and I will say it again. David Tennant, or Crowley, stole his face from David Tennant. That's why he looks like that. Because David Tennant is a canonical actor in the Good Omens universe.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them stole their face from each other. I don't know. Maybe David Tennant liked the look of Crowley, or like David Tennant is Crowley reincarnated or something like that. Because, damn, I don't know which way to phrase it.
I will say also, the other thing that episode gave us is that we need to confirm that nobody tells Durafel what Twitter and Grindr are. Please, nobody ever tell him.
No, I think he knows, because when you look back and you see the look on his face, he knows exactly what he's talking about.
And Twitter and Grindr, whatever they happen to be. So him.
Yeah, I know.
And Crowley getting so invested in his rain plot. We love to see it.
I know, he was so happy, and then it all just went to shit. I love seeing him happy, but it never seems to last for long.
I know. He's like, yes, it's working. I did it. They're under the awning. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
And then
no. Like, that's what I've noticed about the show. Crowley never gets to be happy for long.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and speaking of Nina and Maggie, we can all agree that we all hate Lindsay. We're all on the Lindsay hate train.
Oh yeah, we hate Lindsay. Lindsay is a horrible, horrible person. Nina deserved better, and hopefully she found it with Maggie. Well, that's the sad bit, though. Because it was like an unrequited love story for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that after the fact, get together.
Yeah, we hope that after the fact. Because I do think at the end what happened between them was really healthy. And how Nina was like, I just got out of a relationship. She deserves better than just to be a rebound.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fair.
Respect.
Yes. So I think that's all I can think of for episode 4.
Nothing really happens in episode 5. I don't even think we get a we missed something.
Or sorry, not episode 4, episode 3. Episode 3 was the Resurrectionists. And then we get on to the Nazis.
Part 2.
What was that?
1941 Part 2.
Yes! Episode 4, 1941
we need
Part
to talk
2.
about it. Okay, so, as we know, we could have gotten a Part 3. We didn't, which I thought was terrible. But, I feel like it ended alright. With them just drinking wine and reminiscing about shit. But I want to know, like, I wanted, because something happened, Maddie. Something happened between 1941 and 1967 because they were so awkward for no reason. Something happened. I swear.
Yep. I want to know what happened because I feel like they're, again, this is maybe something we would have gotten if they weren't so cramped for time in season 3. But I'm like, when did A Nightingale Sing in Berkeley Square come in? Come on.
Something happened, I swear.
Yep. But it was just so good. Like, even from the start of, like, there must be something I can do for you in return. Again, Michael's delivering. Why do you do that to us?
I know.
And then Crowley is poor about having to, like, he is legit about to lose his ever-loving mind, knowing he's having to shoot at Aziraphale. You can tell he's just, like, panicking.
Yeah.
And then their little wine date, when Aziraphale's like, I knew you'd come through for me, you always do. And it's like, no.
I cried when that happened. I was like, what do you mean?
You said trust me, and you did.
Oh,
it's just so soft and so sweet, and it's like, nah.
And then when he was like, Shades of Grey, I was like, oh, don't. Do not.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read fanfics about stuff that happens after that moment. I'm not allowed to talk about them on the internet. But I have read fanfic about it.
At least we got, like, I will say it is awesome that we got more than what we did, because that, I think, just, we all knew that 1941 was a big deal because Michael himself has said that's the moment that I realized, or that's the moment when it really hit him what he was experiencing.
Yeah.
And so it was just good to see more of that.
Yeah, definitely.
What else? Lest we also forget at the beginning of the episode, the most bitchy, passive-aggressive eyebrow raise in all of history from Aziraphale himself.
You don't seem Crowley's type at all. Bitch.
He's like, bitch, I invented his type. It was so great. Michael micro expression sheen strikes again.
Oh, I know. As soon as I heard that line, I was like, are you kidding me? I was so like in a daze with that line in general that I didn't even notice the fucking eyebrow raise because I was like, they're actually doing it. They're actually making it a thing. I can't cope.
Then you watch it back and be like, oh yeah, that was unmistakable. He knew what he was doing.
Oh, I know.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
I feel like with episode 5, nothing really happens. Because the minisodes end there. They just end there.
Well, episode 5 is the ball.
Well, yeah, but like, let's see. I didn't feel like the dance was very meaningful.
It was pretty fast. We start with Crowley again, like when Aziraphale gets back, and he's like baby talking to the Bentley. I'm like, yes, I love this so much.
I was like, oh god.
You are such a man child, and I love it.
I know.
And then he just flings Aziraphale around, judging him hardcore. Every interaction he has with all of the shop holders, just like, I can't believe I'm in love with this idiot.
I know, right? And also, episode 5 is important because it has realizations for Crowley.
Uh-huh.
When
Before we
Nina's
get to
like,
that,
when Nina's like, how long have you been together? And he's like, what?
What are you talking about? How she just clocks him in 5 seconds? Like,
And he's
like,
like,
yeah, your husband's, what of it?
I love the bit where she's like, is he your bit on the side? And then he's like, well, he's far too pure for it to be anybody's bit on the side.
It's so funny. And then when he leaves, he's just like, I am shooketh. What did I just experience?
And he's like, oh my god.
And
Because
then-
I think that's the moment when he realizes. I don't think he just realizes he's being called out, but I think he realizes something that he didn't know, which is that he's in love with Aziraphale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he knew that before.
And speaking of Doctor Who Easter eggs, who let David touch a fez? They knew how this was going to end. They knew exactly where this was going. I'm like, someone on here's a Who being to have let David get his hands on a fez.
I know, right? And also the Doctor Who annual from 1965 that Aziraphale possessed. If I ever get my hands on that, I'll let you know, because that's like Doctor. I mean, that's Good Omens merchandise at that point.
It's so funny. So funny.
And then we get to episode 6. Or unless you had something else to say.
We gotta talk about, I know the dance was so short, and I hate that it was so short, but the lead up to the dance when Aziraphale's like, how about you tell me while we dance?
And then he giggles, and then he holds his hand, and it's like, oh my god.
Like how giddy he was about getting to dance with Crowley. It's like, oh!
Like, he knows. He's not as dense as Crowley. He knows that he's in love with this demon.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the bit, I don't know if this was in episode 5 or episode 6, but it was like near the big battle, and Crowley was like, I won't leave you on your own. And I was like, aww.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was so
Then I think we're on episode 6 with the, like, on the reverse of that same statement when Nina's like, why don't you make your own plans? Oh, I am. But rescuing me makes him so happy.
Oh, I know.
It's like, you're so whipped, dude. You're so whipped.
Episode 6 was diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm ever gonna recover from the mess that happened to me that day. Like, I remember saying to myself out loud, no, this doesn't get to be how it ends, because I didn't know that there was a season 3 coming. So I was like, no, you don't get to do this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want them to be together so bad. That's what I was thinking at the time. I was like, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt me.
The fact that they don't have real candles anymore and they have so many fire extinguishers, and you don't know if that's because of Aziraphale freaking out over protecting his bookshop, Crowley being super protective and making sure that nothing could ever happen to Aziraphale ever again, and we don't know which option it is.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's so sad.
Mm-hmm. We just don't know whose idea all of those were, and either option it's sad. It might be even sadder if it was Crowley's insistence that nothing ever happened again.
He'd never admit it, though.
Nope.
If it was him,
Nope.
if it was his insistence, he'd never admit it.
Mm-hmm. And then when Crowley shows up, and they're little like, I blew up my halo. You blew up your halo, and he's just cracking up.
I know, he's like, oh, bitch.
So funny.
It
so
was
funny.
funny. It was funny until the final 15, and then we all got traumatized. So.
Yeah. Bring it back to what I said about Jim. How did we forget this moment? How did we forget Crowley? Like, before we get to Jim, like, I think we were all feeling like Crowley in the moment when he was like, I was there when you told my only friend to shut his stupid mouth and die, and I didn't care for it. Like, that is...
I was like, bro.
Protective Crowley.
I love that moment.
So
I got what I always
good.
wanted.
And so, like, we go from all, I think we were all feeling like Crowley in that moment. We were all like, Gabriel can go die in a hole.
Yeah.
And yet, somehow, just based on the writing and how well the actors for John Hamm, and I should know who played Beelzebub, but I don't know her name. But I will say, they somehow, like, not that I'm ever going to care about them as much as I care about Cornelius Earthful, but they somehow made it so Gabriel was palatable again, rather than us just wanting him to die in fiery flames. Like,
Yeah.
they somehow, I won't say full on redeemed, but it did feel like, okay, I don't want to punch your stupid face as much.
Yeah.
Because of just how well they carried off introducing that ship to us in such a short time.
And that was a ship as well. That was a really, like, big ship in the fandom. Especially after the show.
Which is crazy. It was a crack pick. No one thought it would actually happen.
Yeah. But, like,
and then here we are.
That's the thing. At the end of season 2, you're like, so the crack ship gets its glory, but the main ship, does not. That's what made people so annoyed, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then
destroyed me, man.
we get to the moment that launched a million fix-it fix, the final 15. Yeah.
I don't like it, Maddie. I don't like it, and I don't want to talk about it.
We must for the fans.
Oh my god, I don't want to talk about it. It was traumatizing.
It is like, it's the pinnacle of their struggle. It really is. They're like, it's exactly what Nina and Maggie are saying. They talk at each other, they don't talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally this entire conversation. It starts from the second Aziraphale cuts him off. Like, Crowley is trying to be vulnerable, and if Aziraphale had taken 2 seconds, he would have seen, like, oh, something is different here. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I need to take this seriously, but he was so caught up in trying to, like, process everything that had happened with the offer he was given. He didn't pick up anything on the cues that Crowley was giving him. Like, I really need to talk right now. And then the, like, really, like, the frustrated, like, are you kidding me right now? I'm trying to be vulnerable and you're shutting me down. Like, he didn't pick up on any of the silent cues that Crowley was giving him.
No, I know. It was so annoying.
It's like, you're so hyper-focused on this thing, and it's like, dude, he's trying to talk to you right now.
And then we got the kiss, which made me cry and scream and have all the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't
David's
the kiss I wanted.
Just both of them throughout the whole thing, like, David's, like, tearing up, voice cracking, how he's just, like, you can tell he's just trying to choke out the words, and Crowley he still is just talking around what he actually wants to say and is trying to get it out as much as he can, but he's so flummoxed by, like, his desperation is just making it not come out the way he wants it to come out.
Yeah.
And I think the kiss was just the final, Aziraphale. They're both, again, Aziraphale is not seeing why. I think Crowley was right, Aziraphale thinks one thing, but Crowley's like, no, you're not actually seeing what this is going to look like for us. But Aziraphale is just thinking, I'm fully convinced in his head, he was just like, this is the one chance we have to, like, how could you not see this is what we could have had for 6,000 years. That's been our main thing, is trying to keep heaven and hell off of our backs and worrying about getting caught. And we don't have to worry about that anymore if we take this agreement. Like, can you not see what this is going to do for us? Like, I'm fully convinced that's where his head was, is like, this could give us everything we've had to not have for the past 6,000 years. And Crowley's like, yeah, no, dude, you don't get it.
Yeah. You can understand both their perspectives, like, you can, especially as Aziraphale's. I used to be Team Crowley, I then switched sides when the season 3 trailer came out, and I was like, okay, I kind of get where you were going, dude. You know?
And then the kiss, yes.
Oh.
Ouch.
Ow. It hurts. It still hurts. I'm never gonna get over it.
Nope.
Never.
Nope. I forgive you and don't bother have been ruined for the Good Omens fandom forever.
No.
It just hurts.
It just hurts.
And then the fact that Crowley stays until the very last second, until there is no chance of Aziraphale coming back, even with how crushed he is, he still can't bring himself to leave until that lift door closes.
I know, right?
Oh, it hurts.
It hurts. Right, well, it's been 51 minutes. Oh, go on.
Just one final thing about
that.
I think that the thing, just to close up, that like hurts, makes it hurt even more, is it was so not what we were expecting. It was like total emotional whiplash from the ending we got of season 1. Season 1 was unexpectedly, like, even more so than in the book, I think, this like sweet, romantic, like, all subtext out the wazoo, like, beautiful thing at the Ritz. And then we get the final 15. So I think that was part of the emotional whiplash and why there were thousands of fix-it-fix within days of this season airing, was just like, how did you go such an opposite direction?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I think that it was mere hours by the time a fix-it-fix came out, because people were watching it at like 1 o'clock in the morning and then crying and then making fix-it-fix.
Yep.
So, I think we better wrap up. It has been amazing talking about the traumatizing season that was season 2. But anyway, I'm done.
I know, right?
Stick it
very mixed bagged.
Yeah. All right. This has been the Ineffable Podcast. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Madi.
We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.